All right, guys. The project we were going to do yesterday, we're going to do today. It's the day after the storm. Still looks fairly storm cloudy, but the sun's out. We got our barrel. This is going to be a start of our compost bin, and the goats are going crazy. I'm going to knock this over, get the water off of it. We're going to burn it out once we're done, but for now, the plan is to cut a door, weld some hinges and a latch, build a frame. We're going to put a set of wheels that are going to sit here and there, and it can roll on it. But let's go check on the garden. These guys, they go crazy when I walk out here. I did put an ant treatment out, so hopefully it didn't wash away. Give it a break. And we'll ahead. No corn yet. Well, actually, I think that's corn right there. And let's see, where did I plant it? Maybe not, but it might be. It might have some corn popping up. Well, no, I don't think I planted any this close. Tomatoes are still doing all right. Raised beds. Here's a squash. It rained pretty hard, and it looks like that one's doing pretty good there. And that one there too. Butternut, crookneck. There's a bunch of them, but some of them may not. Like that one, the leaf's pretty tore. Some of these, we'll weed them out as they get a lot bigger, the vines, and see which one. Black cherry tomatoes. I see there's some weeds, but some coming up. And then my cherry tomatoes. And then in here we have some artichokes. But they take forever to sprout up. I didn't pick none of the weeds yet because I'm not 100% what the artichoke sprout looks like. So I don't want to pick any and it be artichoke. I'm pretty sure it's tomato right there and there. I know that's not because I didn't plant nothing right in that corner. We'll get to the build in a minute. We just got a few little things to do. Let's grab a couple chunks of hay. I got some chunks in here. And just get these little butts to be quiet. Still got to fill this in. I'm going to put it up on the hill here where it's a little drier. When people say goats don't eat hay on the ground, they'll eat hay on the ground. Which that'll be another project too. We need to build a feeder. So, here's the chickens. Looks like we had a big branch break off the tree. Chestnut tree's doing pretty good. Stripes, he's kind of flooded out right here. You all right, buddy? No, I thought water just sitting under there. Here's the mean one. What's up, buddy? Hey, he always wants to try to get you. And there's the other girls. All right. Just a quick look around real quick, and I'm gonna go get everything set up. I'm gonna do it on the back porch. We're gonna run the cord for the welder in through the laundry room window to the back porch. I'm just gonna show how, I guess, flexible it is, where you can just kind of do things. You know, you don't have to have a garage or anything. Got the back porch. It just rained a lot, so we're not really worried about sparks much and any of that, so. Let me get set up and then we'll continue. All right, guys, I grabbed the stuff. I got the barrel up on some sawhorses. I'm gonna take the lid off. It used to be a paint barrel. I figure I might as well use it. I can get basically unlimited of these barrels. So, like I said, we'll burn it out after a while and then probably paint it. There's not a whole lot of paint in there, actually. Trying to bend the ring up, because that'll be handy. Keep it on there. We may punch a hole in the centers each side, because if you put holes along the thing, when you turn it, you'll lose your mulch. So we put one in the center. We shouldn't really. There's some paint on the bottom. When we burn it out, that stuff will get off. I'll have to get. We'll wait for a couple days to dry, and I'll get some sticks and we'll put it in there and make a burn. But I figure I'll open it up just in case, let it ventilate out a little bit, because when I cut it with a grinder, if it does catch on fire on the inside. The hinges I got, just got some cheap stuff. Well, sort of. Now I got this. I didn't get a handle because I'll just use this. I'll put a piece of wire or something through it. It was like $3.99, but for the one, this part twist was like $9. So I wasn't spending $5 more. This stuff's a little iffy to weld, so just kind of hold your breath. Or I'm gonna try to hit it with a grinder or hair, see if I can knock some of the zinc or whatnot off of it. And it's got some of these barn style hinges. It'll give us more room to get a couple tacks onto or fill in the screw holes. If you get something too tiny, you could just kind of melt it up. It's super thin. Those drums probably thick, I don't know, maybe the same thickness. So I'll show you the plan. Well, actually, I'll show you down here. Let's get this turned back. I don't know if you can see this too well. Alright, the drums have these little ridges. My guess is it to give it strength, because if it was just a straight flat wall drum, it could cave in easy. But we'll use that. Let me grab we're gonna build a wooden frame for it, and I have these wheels. They'll run right along here, and it really doesn't want to walk over it, especially when there's weight in it. These wheels will be down here, sitting on the drum, right before it curves on each side, and it'll roll on it. And then on the other side, it'll be over here. So it can't go that way and it can't go that way, it'll just roll. And you can just sit here and just spin it. Which we'll have to build a wooden platform. I did steal this idea off the internet, of course. They used a plastic drum. Let's see if I can find it. Alright. They used a plastic drum. And there's some like PVC pipe inside as like a baffle. So like a concrete mixer almost. See how the wheels are right there? They got theirs on the outside edges. There is ellipse on the outside edges, and it may work. But I'm going to make it tall enough to where the wagon can back under it. You can turn and dump into it. Plus we're also going to build, I got a little sinkhole that I dump a bunch of chicken litter and stuff into it. We're going to make a square frame around it with fence and wire. And that will also make a nice compost. I mean, it could ride along the edge. How's the lip on this side? That might work. I mean, I don't have to worry about messing with them riding in that. Maybe we'll put them on the outside edge. But the plan right now is I'm just going to cut between it, an opening. But the trick is cut, weld your hinges on, then you can cut the rest out, and your lid will be exactly in the center. Like, you won't have to try to line it all up. It works pretty good on a lot of things. It makes life easier that way, because once you do your one cut, you'll have a little bit of a gap where you cut it. Then you can put your hinge on there, you can weld it in, and then when you cut out the rest, you're not sitting there trying to hold this piece in place and do all that and get it all lined up with shims and things. So, boom. And then we got the welder power cord coming through the window on over here. The ground cable is fairly short, 3 foot, 4 foot maybe. They always do that with welders. I don't know why they don't just make the ground cables the same length. Sometimes you need a longer ground cable. But at least equal as your welding lead. So that makes it a little inconvenient. But if you guys are watching, make your ground cable longer. The old ass pair of gloves. And make sure there ain't no spiders in these things. You just gotta bang them around a bit. If there's a spider, it won't be alive. You'll just put your hand in some guts. This may be, I'm running out of time. I got to spread my ant bait out before. I got to do it today because it's going to rain in another day. It needs 24 hours. So this I'm just going to sort of eyeball me in. Yeah, because I kind of want to stay off the rib a little bit. How big is that going to be? So I'm not too worried about it. As I am putting in some work and stuff. That's a little like, boop. I'm a little on an angle. I'll probably just eyeball this part because I'm just going to run on the, yeah, there we go. Just run along this rib and that could be, boom. And we'll just do our hinges are like triangles. There, and then the little and there. Just put a little pin and wire or something, and that's it. That's pretty simple for that part. We'll cut it out. I'll do my cut. We'll grind that a little bit, get some of this paint off. Hopefully I can get a ground connection through here. Should be able to, and clamp on there. We'll fire up and see how the welder does. I'm going to use their sticks first. I got their sticks and I have some of mine. If you get stick welder, get one of these just to keep your sticks nice and dry, or an old refrigerator. I do have some 6013 3/32. These are way too big. 7018s. I won't be using them because I don't know if it can power it. 6010, 6013s is probably what you're going to use. Also, I went to the hardware store, picked me up a Diablo Steel Demon. We'll see how she does. And I got my Harbor Freight cutting wheels, which I've been testing them out. They're not bad. They're not too bad. Seem to do pretty good. Sheet metal eats them up in a second. Bolt has a pin, so you can tightly lock your compost, I guess. Grab a face shield because cutting discs tend to explode sometimes, and that won't be fun. Let's see if we can get you where I don't burn the camera. Sparks should come out. That's the good thing about the Milwaukee one. It has a rapid stop. I like that. A lot of them will just sit there and spin, trying to set it down and all that. Oh, and I don't have the guard on this one because it's like 2 fucking inches thick and it really gets in the way. Now, I'm kind of being lazy and I don't want to switch over to I'll switch over to disc. Let's see if it didn't tighten up too much. Does pretty good. When you grind, don't just stay in one spot. You know, you just slowly go back and forth because you'll gouge it. And it looked like poops. If I could remember where my magnets were, I might take a quick break for a second and run and see if I can find one of my magnets. Unless I don't know. Let's see. All right, make sure your barrel part's facing up, flat part down, and then put the little barrel part directly in line with the gap, which this thing's pretty freaking long. Let me. I thought I grabbed the smallest ones of these. They had other ones that were like super tiny, and then I felt like there was no point of that. So in line, so we need to come a lot more than I thought. I thought I was going a whole bunch extra, but I guess not. These Milwaukee markers work really good. Couldn't find my weld magnets, but I have these magnets laying around. They're pretty excessive. Good God. I kind of want them there. We'll have to put them up a little bit, and then we'll probably have to just tap it down with a hammer or just tack it up in the air. Because I want this hinge part sort of flat. I'm trying to line my barrel straight up with the line so that it'll open and close. Which is kind of sheet metal. We can just kind of tap it around if we want. I haven't used this thing at all. I don't know. Let's see, will the lead reach? Boop, boop. Yep, the lead will reach. And I'll just turn it on. Yeah. You turn it on. It's got a bit of a delay. Oh, there it goes. I got it set to 50. What does it go up to? 120. I don't know, OC, O.C. Maybe if I switch these around, maybe. I'll have to check that out. I'll go to, we'll just start at 50. I'll do 55. Round number. Let me bust out these. Unfortunately, I don't have my professional hood. I have my crappy hole bolt hood. Non-auto darkening. That makes a non-auto darkening hood makes things more pain in the ass. There's a mosquito. Get the hell out of here. Oop, there we go. So we'll see how she goes. Now my yes welder is a cheap Chinese welder, but as soon as you get super close to it, she arcs up. So we'll see how this goes. I also can't see crap. Okay. Alright, let's turn her up a bit. Let's go to 70. We'll go 70. Let's get you back a little bit so I don't burn the camera, because alright, oh, that wasn't bad. We definitely bubbled the paint up underneath. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, so 70 struck up pretty good. That's not too bad. I don't have a hammer with me. I wonder if I can just push this down. I can sort of see it. The sun's out a bit. Let's get the bolt. Whoa. We burnt into the barrel. All right. 70 may be just a hair hot. Let's go to 65. Well, let's just do 60. I forget what we were on before, 50. Ah, shit. I guess it's getting warmed up now because I'm just murdering the barrel. What was I on? 55? I guess I'm gonna go back to 50. You wouldn't know, but I weld a lot. I don't stick weld a lot, but. Alright, so 50 is actually not bad. I don't know what the problem was earlier. Maybe just starting it. These freaking magnets, man, they're insane. Yeah, I definitely murderized them hinges. Now bear in mind this is pretty thin. So technically 50 is still pretty beefy. Let's try 40. Let's go down to 40, see what we get going. Nah, 40 definitely is not the deal. I'll back up to 50. Yeah, I'm definitely murderizing this barrel. One stick's doing all right. I don't weld a whole bunch with thin stuff. I despise thin stuff. I'm warping the lid a little bit. And I do give it, I got just a clamp to the rim of the barrel. Going the hinges, it's not bad. I'm eating the holes in the barrel, so maybe if we need to cut a hole in the side, we'll just kind of, because you can cut with these, obviously. I'm not gonna bother trying to tack this stuff shut, because that'll take forever. Yeah, I'll do that bolt. There it is. That's nice. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't think I weld if you look at that stuff. Jesus, man. That is some poop ass stuff right there. Now, you like my weld boots? We don't need no boots. Alright, let's see if we can. And with striking arc, you just kind of do a little rub. Seem to get the crap off the end to get going. I'll burn the end off there and round it over. $50. I mean, it doesn't seem bad. It's not bad. I mean, I did a pretty bad job on it. I mean, didn't hit duty cycle, I guess, but ran 2 sticks. So, that's not bad. So that's a little, I still can't say the name of that thing. Let's see, Cephaspe. I guess, I don't speak Mandarin, sorry. I do appreciate you guys for sending it out. I'm gonna stick these down here. I still, oh, goddamn. My safety boots, I burnt through my safety boots a little bit. All right, I'm gonna hit with the grinder and cut the rust out, and we'll take a look when we get done. All right. I'm not sure if my mic was off, but I said we'll give it a try. I went and got some thicker steel. I think 1/4 inch. I got some 70/18s. And we'll crank her up to, let's start at 100. I did grind off a bevel a little bit and a little bit there. Still a bit rusty, but we'll give her a try. Of course, I forgot to ground off a place for the ground clamp, but we'll pinch it between both of them. And I guess we could burn up this last little bit of rod here, this. Oh, keep stepping on a 5.56 ram. Doubt that did much. I mean, it seems all right. I don't have that little slag hammer it come with. Seems okay. We're on 100. Here is 70/18-1 HR4. I wish I had the little grooves in there, but it's all right. Disclaimer, these are some old rods too, so Let's kick her up to 120. It says it's still pretty dirty right here. We'll give a benefit of doubt. We'll get another rod going. They said these are fairly big. I run them in my 220, so. Yeah, I don't know about those. It may be a little bit much for it. There's a 6013. I think that's what we've been running in it. We're at 120. Let's flip it over and just do the rust here. See how she works. As I throw the lead on the ground. I did not. I think you're going to be stuck to 6010, 6013s. 7018s, I don't think so. I don't have my chip hammer, but I got my Milwaukee one. Looks like I went a little fast. Yeah, it jumped between the two sides. It didn't feel any in the center really. Actually did pretty good right there. I'm welding over crap, so I might go back over this real quick. Like I said, I'm kind of maxing it out. We got her set on 120. Also welding something pretty heavy probably for it. I wasn't feeding it fast enough. Might come back to the 7018s, give them a little try, see what we get. Ow, it's on my foot. There we go. It's off my foot. Well, I mean, that's not bad. That's not too bad for like I said, being a little tiny thing. Now you may be able to stick these two pieces together. I mean, I don't want to beat on it with my carpenter hammer. Well, let's try 7018 again. I'm kind of thinking it's a little two chunks for it. And like I said, these are old. I'm trying to think where I have. Well, my other welder will run these just fine, so. Alright, I got it stuck, leaving it. I don't see it heating it up. Nope. That one's stuck. Alright, last one. We'll try one more. Still, I don't like there's no grooves in here to really hold my stick the way I want it. Let's do something. Let's just let's switch our leads and our ground around. I'd like to see what that does. There you go, it's turned off. Let's give this a C. If they don't want you to do it, they won't make the ends the same. In theory, it should still be the same. Alright, so far no kaboom. Alright. Oops. Nah, I don't think she has enough ass to run those. Alright. So, now we know that. That's alright. We'll run one more of these. You don't get too far with about 2 inches. So you want to weld this whole pipe, you're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somehow they hit me like in the tooth. I did pretty good until I got turned sideways. It'll do some decent ones. That feels pretty hot. I guess we could take it and hit that with a sledgehammer and see what it does. See if it actually bit into anything. Alright, did you come on? You're on? There it is. Let's give her a whack. Take my weld off so I can see what I'm doing. It's bending. I mean, it's not bad. That's if I would have not missed some of that. I ran twice over that one. So I dented the pipe pretty good. Ended up breaking my single pass weld. Double pass weld is starting to break now. There we go. Whew, that was a little bit of whacking on it. As you can see, we actually broke the weld. Didn't break it off of the metal. It's still on the metal, so that was a little too much work for a weekend. Anyway, camera's gonna die, GoPro batteries and all. But I would say for the money, I believe it's under $100. Was it 60, 70 bucks? And it's 120. I guess it has some kind of inverter in there. So that gives you amps up the power a little more. I got a mess out here. So I believe that it would be fine. It can work pretty good for a lot of projects around the homestead and all that. So yeah, I would say it's fine. How long it'll last, I don't know. You can't run 70-18s. But 60-10, 60-10 is a little bit shorter and way thinner. So you're gonna go through a lot more stick rods. But if you're fabbing up a whole project, it wouldn't be good. But fixing things, you know, part of a trailer, riding a lawnmower, you know, anything like that, I think it's pretty good, pretty fine. It's pretty compact, like super compact. It doesn't even feel hot. Like I said, the only downfall is the leads are pretty short, but the cord that plugs in is longer. Like it's all the way down the wall, out the window, and over to here. So pretty long. I'd say it's 10 feet probably. Yeah, it's probably about 10-foot cord. So not bad. I kind of diverted from my original video of building a compost bin to we're just gonna be messing with the welder. Little fine tune to weld a barrel, which the barrel was kind of odd. It was welding fine and it popped through and weld fine. That's just cheap metal. A heavier metal, you saw I have a 10-pound sledgehammer and I was whooping the crap out of it, and I can swing a hammer pretty hard, so it would hold up pretty decent. You would have to adjust a little bit to run you'd probably have to do a root pass and then your 2 other passes. So you'd probably do 3 passes on something like that. And if both sides were welded, I probably wouldn't have broke it. So I actually just beat the crap out and broke the weld in half, which was a pretty thin weld that I ran. Because again, your filler rod, your electrode is pretty tiny. But you can get, you know, Tractor Supply, or not Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight's got them. Best thing to do would be probably look on Amazon and get a big bulk pack. And then get yourself one of these with a gasket. I think these are like 10 bucks. Keep your rod sealed from the humidity. Old refrigerator works with an old school light bulb where it keeps the humidity out, but one of those things work just fine. And so far I recommend it. I can't vouch for longevity. We'll probably do a subscriber giveaway on this, I believe. So if you're just a local subscriber, I'm not going to ship out. I know quite a few people in the area who do watch the channel, so comment down below if you want this. I'll throw it we'll pass it on to someone who can use it, because I already have like 3 welders. I got a lot bigger 220s and wire feed and stuff like that, so I don't really need something like this. I do appreciate these guys for sending it out. Sorry, I can't say your name. Looks like Cephaspi. Not a big language person, so different world. So anyway, like I said, comment down below what you think. I'll do a video when we build our compost barrel. I still need to get it burned out and stuff. Like I said, we just had that big storm. Everything's a bit wet, but I'll walk around, find me some sticks. We'll fill it up, burn it out, paint the outside because it's about ready to go. I'm really not gonna mess with the crappy holes I put in it. And then we gotta build the frame, almost like the sawhorses, but we just mount them wheels and it'll just set down on top and just roll. Throw your compost in, let it sit for a couple days, just turn a little bit, sit a couple days, turn. I don't know if we need any interior baffles. I think this just something for crap to get stuck on, because stuff sitting in a pile when you roll it, its top part's gonna go this way. It's gonna roll. It doesn't need to be shuffled around. So I don't know. It's always room for improvement. We can improve on it. We can build another one. Also, if you have any ideas for 55-gallon metal drums, any kind of builds, don't really need a burn pit. I have that heavy-duty concrete mixer burn pit. So anything else besides that, if you come up with ideas, let me know. I mean, I guess technically I need a cauldron pipe. Can always just weld them together. But I don't know, because eventually it's going to rust out and then cave in. So it's probably not the best idea. I'm not sure. I guess targets, but again, I've been cleaning up around here and I just don't want junk, so I may not even bother with any of them. We'll probably end up just building ourselves a big square compost in that one little sinkhole, which will be in the middle of our orchard, which we might start next week. I might go get some plums. So, alright guys, do like and subscribe, and it was a bit of a wacky video, I guess. We kind of diverted from what we were doing, but I figured we'd mess with the welder a little bit, give it a test, we'll up it with a hammer, and I mean, yeah, you're not gonna build structures with it or nothing. I mean, you know, light gauge stuff, you probably can. Because that drum's probably, what do you think that is? 12, 14 gauge, maybe? So it's pretty thin, and it blew right through it. I cranked to 120, we welded, I'm not sure if it's 3/16 or 1/4 inch. I want to say maybe 3/16. It's probably 3/16. And it held it pretty good. I mean, I just had a little crappy tack weld on the front. And like if I beefed it up, made 3 passes on each side, I probably would have had a way harder time of breaking it. Which, you know, I did hit it good 5-6 times. Pretty hard. So it was definitely pretty impressive on that. Do like and subscribe. I'll catch you later. I need to get spreading my ant bait out, because this year is fire ants everywhere. I mean, fire ants. So catch you guys later.